Yo, oh, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Dude, I made a video on Flacco and I regret that shit. I really do. But y'all will get to see it tomorrow. So it is what it is at this point. Y'all get to feel the same pain I feel. So we'll get there. But yeah, we're gonna be playing some Hollow Knight. I don't know how well I'm gonna be at Hollow Knight, but we're gonna find out. Um, just as a heads up, the room is probably gonna change. Uh, this background's probably gonna go away because where I'm moving it to, there's gonna be real shelves put up with my figures and everything all put up. So the green screen will be used in certain circumstances for like video purposes and reactions and games and things like that, but other than that, I'd rather not have to use a green screen. And then on top of that, I'm gonna upgrade this camera. So we're gonna get there. I don't know what side of the screen Hollow Knight's gonna be on. Okay. There we go. We're gonna play some Hollow Knight. I don't know, man. Playing Wukong kind of got me hyped in a sense because now I think I can play any hard game, and I really don't think that that's the case. So we're about to find out. We're about to see, though. I do not know how to play this game. I played a little bit to kind of get the understanding, but as far as like really knowing how to play, I do not know. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how I do. I do love this art style though. This art style is incredible looking. Like, dude, I know Hollow Knight didn't come out. It's Silk Song, but the same art style. But like, dude, this is the year of indie games, 100%. Like, indie games is where things are gonna be at because indie games are what's gonna drive the gaming market because AAA titles are just gonna screw us over, just like Sony's screwing us over. So, I'm happy with it. We're gonna hope that I can do this, but I think I can. I mean, I really didn't think I was gonna get through Black Myth Wukong, but now we're here. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Oh shit. Breaking down doors, breaking down doors. Oh shit. Was not expecting a enemy right there. Damn it. This game just looks so good. I can't get enough of how good this game looks. That light was pissing me off. There we go. Oh shit. I love the healing part of this as well. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh. Okay. Oh, shit. Here we go. Hallownest. Here we go. What did I miss back here? Nothing. Oh. Wait. You know what? Before we do that, oh shit. Hey! What the hell? Yo! Oh, I can only equip at a bench. Oh, it just sends me back here. Okay. So yeah, that would have been something I missed. I'm kind of glad that I grabbed that. Let's go. Hell yeah, dude. I'm glad I did that. Because now I got a good charm to start me off. There we go. Hell yeah, dude. Let's see. This shit's hurting my nose already. You know what? I can't do the mask. I can't. I'm gonna have to go buy another mask. I really am. This shit hurts. Shit hurts to breathe. There we go. Yeah. Oh shit. There we go. Okay. Alright, I gotta find those guys for the maps. So... Oh shit. Damn it. I guess we're gonna find out. We're about to find out. Okay. There's nothing here. Oh shit. We'll check this side. Damn it. Oh, I gotta get up there for that. Look. There's got to be something here. There's no reason why all these big dudes would be right here. Fuck. Oh shit. Okay. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're gonna figure that out. I am literally going into this blind. Even though this game is old, I just never kept up on it. Oh, man. Okay. There we go. Got you. Oh, I'm back here. I guess I'm gonna go this way then. Son of a bitch. Okay. So I guess I do need to go down. Come on. There's gonna be a boss somewhere right here. I mean, there has to. Oh, never mind. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh my god. I. Oh my god. Okay. That was a boss. Now I know what I'm looking for. Let's check down first. Maybe grab a pick and join in. I ain't joining in. Oh shit. Oh. What the hell is gonna happen? Is it gonna fall? Wait, hold on. I don't want to waste that. That seems important. Let's go this way. Let's just go down. Okay, guess not. Son of a bitch. There's gotta be something I'm not getting here. Oh yeah, because I was here. I forgot that it was further down. Oh, here we go. This looks like somebody important. Mapping this area. Copy of your work. Yeah. Now opening our map shop and dirt mouth selling all. Okay. So I'm at a place where the map isn't covering yet. So that was a whole bunch of nothing. Oh shit, here we go. Okay, so I think I exhausted that side. Okay. Okay. Wait, why'd I get locked out? Oh, there's nothing up there. I can't reach that. Okay. Maybe I'm supposed to go there later? Bitch. I can't reach that either. Son of a bitch. Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. I don't know where I am. Oh, shit. I guess take me back to Dirtmouth. Why not? Yep, and now the shop's open. Okay, there we go. I need the compass regardless. I need the quill. So I guess I'm gonna head back down. Fight some more and then get the quill so that way I can update maps without having to sit there and keep buying a map just because. Oh, I haven't been here. Okay. I guess I can't fight him. This should give me the full? Yep. Son of a bitch. Oh, shit. Oh, no, I don't want to go that way. This probably isn't going to be a super long stream. If it is, I'm probably going to pull up some stuff to react to. Just because I don't know if I'm going to be willing to play this like the whole time. Okay. I don't know. Have I already gone this way? Nope, apparently not. Because these do not respawn from what I know. I could be wrong. Yes, they do, apparently. There we go. What's the purpose of the compass then? Wait, don't tell me I have to equip the compass. Are you serious? I have to equip this fucking compass, dude. That's kind of ridiculous. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, I changed it up. We might, ow, dude. I don't know how long I'm gonna, because I do have to work in the morning. I'm not gonna be up all night. So, I'll probably play this for like the first hour, and then we'll go and do some reactions after. Wait, hold on. I've got the fucking... I've got the damn... what's it called? Okay. Let's go. Ow, dude, my back. Okay, so I need to go down from here. Oh shit. Okay. Do I go this way? Did I already go this way? Okay. I don't know. I already used it. Fuck. Oh shit. Okay. Damn. Fuck. Okay, here we go. Okay. Wait, hold on. Oh, bitch. I can't get up there? Okay. That's pointless. I'm not gonna do that shit again. Okay, what is this? Let's go. Oh, shit. Shit. Damn it. That pisses me off, dude. Okay. This is a skill check, if I've ever seen one. This is 100% a skill check. 100% a fucking skill check. I can't risk that. I'll go up first. Oh. There we go. Okay. Now I know where I'm at. Okay. Okay. I guess this has to wait. I don't think there's anything right there. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so maybe I should head back up to Dirtmouth because I did unlock that one guy. There we go.
Bapanada.
Okay. Wait, where was... There was a thing. Okay, there is a nest. Yeah, right here. Damn. I got 100 more coins because of that. Oh. Oh, shit. Okay. So... So I think this is gonna be all for me when it comes to Hollow Knight. Oh, shit. Okay. Wait, what's this? Oh, hold on. Fragment of something bigger. More time to recover after taking damage. That's not bad. I'll wait till I got more money. I'll buy that Okay. So, oh my god. That's it for Hollow Knight. We're gonna take a break and then I'm gonna do some reactions. I'll get back on cam, so just give me a minute. Damn. Okay. Okay. So, I had clips from yesterday that I didn't want to go over, but I kind of chose to um well, I I was going to play Hollow Knight. Well, I did play Hollow Knight. I did. Um I enjoy the game quite a bit. I really do. Um but there's some stuff that I wanted to go over uh from yesterday that I didn't get a chance to go over. Um and I really wanted to talk about it. There is a couple of things. Um but yeah. I will be playing Hollow Knight until I finish it for sure. And then I'll end up playing Silk Song. Um I'm gonna stagger it because I'm playing GTA 3 at the time too. I just finished Black Myth Wukong. I've got a lot of games in the backlog that I want to go over and get through. So we have a wide net to cast when it comes to games and things like that I want to get through. Then on top of that, I got my capture card for my Switch, so there is games on there that I want to play as well. So, I mean, we're all over the place with games, and now it's like I worked the rest of the weekend, so now I've got to get content ready to drop for the week. So now I got to get videos done on top of that. So here we are. There is a video by Retrovania that was talking about movie tie-in video games. Now, I know that movie tie-in video games are kind of like a no-no as far as video games are concerned because there's never really been a lot of good movie tie-in video games. But then there's one specifically made after like kids games and and a lot of people don't understand why those games were created to begin with. So, I want to go over this and talk about it because it seems really interesting. Oops.
So, picture this. It's Friday night, and mom says you can rent a movie. And if you played your cards just right that week, then maybe, just maybe, you got to rent a game too. But here's the thing about the early 90s. If there was a kids' movie in theaters, I can almost guarantee you that a game of that movie was sitting on the shelves as well. It didn't matter if the movie was a hit or a flop. It didn't matter if the movie even made sense as a video game. Somebody somewhere signed a licensing deal, gave some poor developer about 8 months, and said have it on shelves by November. And most of the time, the results are about what you'd expect.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back. Tonight, we're doing a kids' movie night. Sort of like a hypothetical thing. Like, what if you rented the movie and the movie's game at the same time? Because
That'd be, well, especially if it was like a place like Blockbuster, seeing the game and the movie at the same time. A lot of kids, well, I mean, even me, I would have been like, that's a win-win because it's like, well, I'm going to get both. We're going to go watch the movie, and then as soon as we're done with the movie, I'm going to go right into my room and then go play the game. Seems pretty good.
I'm hoping I'm not the only kid that ever did that. So these
Yeah.
are 4 kids' movies and their games in tow. We've got a trio of pint-sized ninjas, a Macaulay Culkin cartoon about the power of reading, a big old wet dog, and a time-traveling T-Rex that parachutes into New York City.
Wait, they made a Three Ninjas game? I kind of had a feeling there would be a Page Master game. Wait, he's talking about Beethoven? What?
City. So
Okay.
grab a bucket of popcorn and a controller, and let's get these flicks rolling. First up is Three Ninjas Kickback. And
No way they made a game to Three Ninjas. I did not know that this existed.
yes, this one is actually based on the sequel, not the original Three Ninjas movie. If you don't remember the Three Ninjas movies, or if your brain just refuses to remember, here's the pitch. If kids really liked Home Alone, then they'll love Home Alone with ninjas. Three brothers, Rocky, Colt, and Tum Tum, get trained by their grandfather to be ninjas, and then they beat up bumbling adult criminals for about 90 minutes. It was basically just Ninja Turtles minus the Turtles part, riding at the tail end of that ninja craze that was going on back then. And it's a totally fun 90s kids movie, at least I think so anyway. It's still
Yeah, I love Three Ninjas. Three Ninjas is probably one of like my favorite movies. Knuckle Up was the best one, but that's a lot of people would debate that. But that's my opinion.
fun to watch these days. The game came out in late 1994, developed by Malibu Interactive and published by Sony ImageSoft, which is never a good sign. But
Yeah, between that, LJN, and a couple others. If those were the people publishing the games, then they weren't going to turn out well.
there is a fun little bit of licensing chaos here. The Genesis version was published by a completely different company, Psygnosis, but there was actually a Sega CD version that was published by Sony ImageSoft. But you couldn't even buy that one on its own. It came bundled with the Sega CD Hook game.
What? That's crazy. So you would have never known.
Which might be the most early 90s sentence that I've ever said.
Time is limited, so be swift.
But what about the game, and why does everyone hate it so much? It's basically just an action platformer. You pick one of three brothers, all with their own unique weapons. Rocky's got a bow staff, Colt's got a katana, and Tum Tum's rocking twin sais. Remember when I said this was basically just Ninja Turtles without the turtles? I wasn't kidding. The story is that Splinter, their grandpa's magical dagger got stolen by his old rival Koga 50 years ago, and now he's sending his three grandchildren to get it back, which, sure, send the children, Grandpa. Great plan. And as soon as you pick your character, the game hits you with this.
Let's murder Liza!
Which is charming exactly one time. Unfortunately, you're gonna get to hear it a lot more. Get into the game though, and it's exactly what you'd expect for the most part. You run around, beat up some ninjas, do some platforming, and so on. Some stages do give you objectives like finding all the training dummies or rescuing people that's been tied up, but for the most part, the stages aren't really big enough that you'll miss any of them. Some stages also have you going full Home Alone on the game's Goon Squad, where you can't directly take them out with your attacks, and you instead have to use the various stuff laying around to stun them so you can get by them. It's a cute idea, and some of the traps are kind of fun, but most of the time you can just jump over them and keep going about your business. But my god, does this game love its cheap hits. Just about everything in this game is placed for maximum cheapness. Enemies just off screen that fire projectiles before you can even see them. Platforms that require exact timing, and jumps that of course send you into spike pits. It just never ends. And
That's a lot of Super Nintendo games in all reality. Those games were made to punish in all seriousness.
after that, you're right back at that character select screen.
Let's murder Liza!
Yeah, dude, I get it. You don't have to say that anymore. Hell, the game literally starts with a boulder that instantly rolls your ass over. This is supposed to be the training stage, Grandpa. What the hell are we even doing here? But is it terrible? No, not really. It's just really annoying. If it would have been designed by people that didn't hate the kid playing it, then this would have been a decent little game for Three Ninjas fans. As it stands, I wouldn't touch this one unless you just like punishment. There is some charm and nostalgia to it, just due to how ridiculous it is, but the cheapness that pervades every square inch of this game makes it a tough recommendation. I'm guessing if you rented this movie on a Friday night, you were probably done with it by Saturday afternoon and were back watching watching the movie instead.
More than likely. I might try this out to see. I'll probably give up really fast, but you never know.
Next up is the Pagemaster, and out of tonight's 4 games, this is the one that I'd actually call decent, I guess, or maybe just mostly okay, which tells you a lot about the games in this video. First up, a quick refresher on the movie if you haven't seen it. The Pagemaster came out back in 1994, starring Macaulay Culkin as a kid who's basically scared.
Wait, that was Christopher Lloyd.
Pagemaster came out back in 1994, starring Macaulay Culkin
Yeah.
as a kid who's basically scared of everything, then gets trapped in a magical library during a storm, turns into a cartoon, and travels through the worlds of horror, adventure, and fantasy with 3 talking books. It was one of the first movies back then to mix live action, hand-drawn animation, and CGI all in one movie, and it still flopped. It turns out that reading is fun is a tough sell when you're going up against the likes of The Lion King. Kids that did watch it though seemed to like it well enough, it just never hit the masses like it was expected to.
I mean, for a 90s movie, that doesn't look bad at all. I knew about the Pagemaster, I never saw it, but I mean, it doesn't look terrible.
As for the game, this one was actually developed by our old friends at Probe Software over in the UK, and this was one of the very first games that was ever published by Fox Interactive. Their first 2 releases were this and The Tick. You guys...
The Tick, dude. I love The Tick. I love The Tick.
Remember that Tick game we covered last year? If not, go check it out, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's miserable. Also, fun fact, The Tick was actually made by Software Creations, the same guys that made the Plock game. It's funny how all the games we cover on here just sort of connect in one way or another.
Well, when you're talking about bad games, there's usually like a handful of studios and publishing houses that are responsible. Like, you're not going to see Square or anybody like that, or Rare, or places. You're not going to see studios like that throw out like really terrible games. It's usually the companies that just want to throw out quick games to get quick money. They usually throw out terrible games.
Anyway, the game follows the movie's setup pretty faithfully. You're Richard and you're stuck in a library and you've got to work your way through 3 books. And structurally, the game is actually kind of interesting. Instead of a handful of long stages, you get over 60 short ones, some of them that you can clear in like under 30 seconds. And there are actually branching paths, so you don't even have to play them all. You can pick your own route through each book, which for a game about books, a choose-your-own-adventure structure is honestly a clever fit. And
wow.
There's some fun stuff to find in here as well. Hidden areas are in a ton of the stages, and there's also Mode 7 bonus levels because it's 1994 and legally every Super Nintendo game needed at least one Mode 7 section.
Well, that's not terrible either.
So what's the catch with this one? It seems like it should be a solid hidden gem, right? Well, it's the usual culprit, the controls. Richard is just slippery as all hell. He skids when he stops, and his jump launches him way further than you'd think it should, and the hit detection when you're bouncing off of enemies is very picky. If you're not just right on top of the bad guy when you land, you take the hit instead. And since you're usually a one-hit wonder until you find a power-up, that makes a lot of this game extremely annoying. But the game at least showers you with so many extra lives and power-ups that the slippery controls never really get a chance to completely kill the experience. It's just something that takes a minute to get used to, and will still probably have you misjudging jumps the whole way through the game. Overall though, I don't hate it. It does have some really nice graphics and animation, though this does kind of seem like Probe doing their best to copy Aladdin on the Genesis here, just with crappier controls. But would it have been a fun rental along with the movie? Honestly, yeah, I think it would have done the job.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like this doesn't look bad at all. Like I think you could have some real fun with this. In all seriousness. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Follows the movie pretty well, has a lot of the same characters, and like most Probe Software movie titles, doesn't completely crap the bed. So I think watching this movie and then playing this right after would have been a pretty good time, and I think a lot of kids that played this one back in the day feel the same way. Okay, let's do a quick one next.
Dude, as much Superman... I can't even make words. As much Super Nintendo as I played, I would have never have known that the movie Beethoven got a video game. I would have never known that.
Because for whatever reason, I get recommended this one a lot in these movie videos. This is Beethoven's second for the Super Nintendo. Yes, another sequel. Because if a movie about a big dog could make money in 1992, then a sequel about that same big dog, except having puppies now, could make even more money in 1993. And if that could make money, well, someone was going to make a video game about it eventually, and that's what happened here. That someone is Rydell or Riedel, I don't know, Software Productions, published by High Tech Expressions in December of 1993. And
wow.
That publisher name because it's about to come up again in like 3 minutes. This one isn't your typical bad platformer, though. This one's a bad platformer with escort missions. Beethoven's puppies have gone missing, and it's up to Dad to go find him. You basically just need to guide Beethoven to the end of the level to find your missing puppy. But once you find said puppy, you have to carry it back through the level that you just cleared.
Oh no!
So you have to keep slowly putting this dog down and then picking it back up so you can make your way back through the stage and actually complete it this time. It's essentially an escort mission where the escort dangles from your face. Your main weapon is barking, which you can charge up for extra range, but the best attack in the game is that if you find a water source, like a fountain or something like that, then you can get Beethoven wet, and then do the big old wet dog shake to wipe out any enemy that's nearby you. And that's actually a really fun idea. A dog game where the super move is just being a wet dog.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's about where the fun ideas run out, because Beethoven handles like exactly what he is, a 150-pound dog with no traction at all. And his jump is just maddening. Sometimes he does this big lunging leap that clears the gap, but other times he just hops straight up with no real forward momentum. And you cannot tell which one you're gonna get until you're already falling. And the number one killer in this game, it's not the dog catchers, it's not the mean cats, it's garden gates. You are
really? No way. And the thing is that like you could look at, if you looked at the back of the box and you saw screen grabs from this, you would look at it and you'd be like, okay, this can't be that bad. Yes, back then, dude, there was no internet. The only thing you had going for you was looking at the back of the box and seeing shots from the game. That was all you had to go on. And you look at this, and it doesn't look terrible. Oh, it's got to be good. It looks good. That was all we could go on. And then you play it, and it's like, oh, this is shit.
We're gonna impale this poor dog on a ton of suburban fencing just because the hit detection in this game requires every millimeter of Beethoven to clear an object. Nintendo Power actually reviewed this game back in the day, and the nicest thing they could come up with was that some of the graphics look okay when they're not moving. That's a hell of a back-of-the-box quote. Obviously, this is not a good game. Controls, stage design, and everything else just suck. Even the game's main font looks like someone scribbled it in Mario
Paint. Yeah, that looks awful.
Paint. So if you happen to rent this one with the movie, either you played it for like 20 minutes before you realized you'd made a horrible mistake, or you just handed this one off to your little sister. Either way though,
probably
that dog is for sure getting impaled on a fence. And finally, we arrive at our main event. We're back, a dinosaur story.
Okay. I have never seen this movie. Because personally, I wasn't a giant dinosaur person. unless they were robot dinosaurs controlled by Power Rangers, but I mean, I wasn't a dinosaur person, but I mean, let's hope that this isn't terrible, which probably it's going to be. I'm gonna make that assumption now.
This is another one where both the movie and the game flopped. But unlike the movie, though, the game is just completely awful. The movie is a 1993 animated Spielberg production about dinosaurs who get made smart by a scientist from the future, fly to modern-day New York, and then befriend some kids. It's based off a popular kids book that I never read, but it opened up against some really tough holiday
I wonder why they couldn't show any clips from the movie. They could show clips from Beethoven, Page Master, fucking Three Ninjas, but they couldn't show this? Really?
competition at the time, and then became one of those movies that everyone kind of vaguely remembers, but no one ever actually watched. The game hit the Super Nintendo that same November, published by, I had told you these guys were coming back, High Tech Expressions. That's right, the Wet Dog people. The developer for the game, though, was Visual Concepts, and if that name sounds familiar, it should, because that studio is still around today, making NBA 2K.
No way. Don't tell me they started with this. If they started with this, that would be crazy.
They were also one of the only things keeping the Dreamcast alive in the US back in the early 2000s.
No way! Yo!
So these guys obviously came into their own, but unfortunately, everybody's got to start from somewhere.
Ryan, you're gonna get roofed.
Shut up, quadruped.
Now, weirdly, the game doesn't even follow the movie's plot. Instead, Professor Screw Eyes has kidnapped the kids Louie and Cecilia, and Rex the T-Rex now has to travel through time to rescue them. You get 5 levels that are basically just all set in New York, so you don't even get to do the Cretaceous period in this one. And the game opens with Rex parachuting into Manhattan, which is sadly the single best thing in this entire game, and it happens before you even press a button. Because once you do press a button, you instantly regret it. Rex controls like an aircraft carrier on ice. He takes a second to get up to speed, his jump has this weird delay to it, and the platforming is one of those deals where you can fall straight through a ledge unless you just land on the one magic pixel that the game wants you to. And this is a game with a lot of platforming. Also, just look at the size of him. If you thought Beethoven's hitbox was bad, Rex takes hits before
That's awful.
anything even touches him because of how huge he is. And even worse, Rex apparently isn't very good at being what he is, which is a Tyrannosaurus Rex in case you haven't noticed. 10 tons of teeth and attitude according to the box. But in this game, just brushing up against regular human guys hurts you. And a dude leaning out a window can take down the most fearsome predator in Earth's history. You do get a tail swipe and a stomp, which does seem like what a T-Rex would do, but even then, you've got to power yourself up just to do those things. Also, this is yet another game filled with cheap hits. There's this subway level where the train just instantly kills you with barely any warning, and there's spikes and obstacles scattered everywhere, just daring you to jump over them. I can't accurately describe just how awful this game controls. It's like you're constantly fighting with it every single jump. The one neat idea that the game does have is that Rex can call in his dinosaur friends for help at certain points, if you find their icons in each stage. It's a nice nod to the movie, but finding your buddies takes some exploring in a game filled with blind jumps into spikes. So if you rented this one and the movie, then you were probably let down on both fronts. The movie isn't bad, but it somehow made a story about dinosaurs in New York kinda boring. But it's still fun to look at with some really great early 90s animation. The game...
Okay. That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I would have been pretty mad. Renting this movie and then playing this game, I would be furious. I'd be pissed off.
Though is just complete garbage and a total letdown if you did happen to like the movie. And that's it for Kids Movie Night. 4 movies, 4 games, and honestly, just 4 different types of mid. But here's the thing, it didn't matter that these games were mid, because on a Friday night in 1994, with a movie and a game and a 2-liter of whatever was on sale at the video store, mid was more than enough. And there's so many more of these. Every kids movie basically from this era got a video game.
True.
So if there's one that you remember renting on movie night, or even without a movie night, good, bad, or completely forgettable, let me know in the comments because I'm sure I'll eventually cover it. Also, maybe like or hype this video if you had a good time, and you can also subscribe if you want to see some more licensed movie video games in the future.
That's it. It's not bad. Give it a like.
At its peak, the
Now, this. Oh, dude. So, for anybody that doesn't know, I used to skate. I wish I could skate still. But, I mean, let's be honest. I'm 33, going on 34. My hips, my back, my knees. I've done irreparable damage to my lower half of my body between playing music and skating, among other things. So, I keep up with a lot of things in skateboarding, and the main thing I keep up with as far as skateboarding is concerned is like the barracks, and I keep up with any of the SLS championships, and I checked out a lot of the Olympics runs and stuff like that. So this is talking about how the barracks is basically falling off, and if nobody knows what the barracks is one of the biggest skate warehouses that has ever been. Like, Steve Barra was a highly paid skateboarder back in the day, and he wanted his own private skate park, so he built his own private skate park. Along with, well, it came after, but then Rob Deerdeck did so as well. But the thing is that the barracks had tons of pros that would come by and skate the parks. And then it just came to a point where they hosted a competition every year, Battle at the Barracks, where it was a game of skate between a bunch of pros, and then they would include amateurs, and they would include not sponsored skaters, and it would be just round style plays. Who versus who, you move down the tree, you go all the way down to the semis, you go to the finals, and then the winner gets a giant chunk of money, and that was what it was. And that's Battle at the Barracks has been going on for a long time. And they still do like sessions out there and everything like that, and now they're talking about how it's falling off, so let's check it out.
Barracks was pulling in tens of millions of views a month and had the most famous skate park in the world. Today that park is completely destroyed, their channel barely gets a few thousand views, and they've hardly posted in years. But to understand how that happened, you have to understand how it got started in the first place. Before the Barracks existed, pro skater Steve Barra already owned a small private skate park. Nothing special, just a low-key place where some of the best pros in the world could come skate without getting bothered.
And it was like only, I mean, at that point, it was only like
the homies.
Dope homies there. And like you would see Costin and Heath Kirchart, Correco.
And because the best guys were constantly coming through, some of the craziest skating you'd ever seen was happening there on any given day. But for the most part, none of it was being filmed. The best skaters in the world would land something, and the only people who saw it were the other pros who happened to be there. And that gave Barra an idea. What if they built a park specifically designed for filming? So he partnered with Eric Costin, one of the most iconic skaters of all time, and combined their names, Barra plus Eric, and the Barracks was born. When the site launched in 2007, there was nothing else like it in skateboarding. At the time, it could take years for a pro to put out a video part. The Barracks was dropping content every single week, and they had a ton of series that fans loved. For example, Text Yourself let fans text in trick requests for pros to try.
Yeah, that was a good series too. Text Yourself was very cool.
Once I flip the 5-step first up. Let's see.
First Try Fridays had them cold calling a pro who happened to be coming to the park
Yeah.
that day and getting them to attempt a trick on camera with zero warm-up.
Are you on the way to the park? Yeah. All right, because you have to do a First Try Friday. You're going to have to back 3 down the stairs first try.
There was also Mikey Days, Trickopedia, Bangin', Wednesdays with Retta, Off the Grid, a whole library of reoccurring series that fans came back for every week. And then there was perhaps the biggest thing they ever made, Battle at the Barracks. Battle at the
Yes.
Barracks was an annual flat ground skate competition with a roster of the best pros in the world that was played out over several weeks. Each round had 2 skaters, a referee, and a small crowd to watch. As the tournament went on, the tricks would get harder and the crowd would get bigger. By the finals, the barracks would open the doors so fans could watch in person.
Yeah, dude. I wish, dude, I lived in California. Dude, going to the finals at the Battle at the Barracks was probably one of the most like incredible things I wanted to witness firsthand. Dude, I was obsessed with Battle at the Barracks. Especially when there was like guys like Malto, and then you had like Mike Moe, and then you had Rob Deerdeck in there. You had crazy talented skaters. Like ridiculously talented skaters, especially on flat. It was crazy. You had like Jocelyn, you had those, like it was crazy. Seeing the tricks these dudes could pull off on flat ground was awe-inspiring. And I don't know. Here, I'm going to turn off chat. I'm going to do this real quick.
And in the beginning, there wasn't even a cash prize. The skaters did it because they wanted to, and the fans watched because they loved it. And it quickly became one of the best.
Yeah, I forgot Arto is in one of those too. Now, Arto is one of my favorite skaters at the time. Then I found Janowski, and hold on, I got a sticker on the bottom of him. I still rock my SB Janowskis to this day. Like, I will always have a pair of SB Janowskis on me. I will never not have a pair of SB Janowskis on me. Never. I love these shoes to the day I die.
Ideas the Barracks ever had. To put it in perspective, 2 of the 3 most viewed videos on their entire channel came from Battle at the Barracks.
Yeah.
Both pulling in over.
Because Luan and Chris's battle was ridiculous. Same thing with Nigels and P-Rods. Dude, these were crazy competitions.
5 million views each. For a lot of people, this was the golden age of skateboarding. The Barracks
Yep.
was a mecca, and simply getting posted on their site was a big deal.
Yeah, at one point I would be looking at the barracks every single day for
Same.
every freaking day.
Same.
If you had stuff come out on that website back in the day, you were killing it.
Yeah. Even if it was like a 10-second clip, if you had just a line going through the barracks and it was on film in the barracks, there was a chance that was going to get put up on some other type of like skate journalist. Like, it was going to be somewhere. That's how influential the barracks was. You could throw a clip down at the barracks and it could be like game changing, especially for people that didn't have a lot. Like, if they weren't pros and stuff like that, if those dudes were pulling off clips at the barracks, it could change a lot.
Despite being brand new, the site was getting more monthly views than any skateboarding media company in the world. Bigger names started showing up, the park kept improving, the company kept growing, and eventually they decided it was time to move somewhere bigger. And as time would tell, that turned out to be a mistake. When the new barracks opened, it looked like their upgrade was the right call. Bigger park, better design, better lighting. The walls were even covered in prop storefronts to give it a street feel.
Yep.
Massive sponsor logos were everywhere. It looked like a professional production studio, which is basically what it was designed to be. It still felt like the barracks, just more polished. Around the same time, social media was starting to take off, and the barracks shifted from their website to YouTube and Instagram. And just like with their website, their social media grew fast, and they quickly became one of the biggest skate channels on either platform.
Yeah. Dude, if you were a skater and you watched YouTube religiously, you followed the barracks. It's just what it is.
As the brand grew, so did the names attached to it. Jack Black, Steve-O, Danny Trejo, and Johnny Knoxville all appeared in videos. The barracks wasn't just a skateboarding website anymore, it had become a legitimate...
They did the Tony Hawk Pro Skater reunion there. Like the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the first one. They had like Kareem, they had all those dudes. They were all there. They met up at the barracks. And dude, Kareem was a ghost for a long time. That dude was nowhere to be found. Then he just pops up at the barracks. And dude is throwing hammers. Like he never left.
Cultural institution. But behind all of it was one person, Steve Berra. Although Eric Costin was still a co-owner, he was almost never in the content and essentially never spoke publicly for the company. Berra was managing employees, handling content, and showing up in the videos. The entire public image of the barracks became Steve Berra.
Well, yeah, because dude, Costin, it always came off to me like Costin wanted to be a silent partner. Like he didn't want to be at the forefront. You know what I mean? Berra was the voice. And the face. While Eric was in the background. And I think that's how that was designed. Because, dude, Costin doesn't put himself out there like that. He never has. It's just what he's been. Unless he's doing a video part and stuff like that or on a tour, like, he's not out there like that.
Which wasn't exactly a good thing. As the brand grew, it developed a conflicting identity. The raw, authentic content was still there, but people started holding it to a standard it couldn't always meet. From the outside, it looked massive. Tens of millions of views, the biggest pros, the most famous skate park in the world. In reality, it was a small group of people with no formal business background figuring it out as they went. So people would sometimes expect a polished and professional business, but that wasn't always the case.
Yeah.
And eventually, the cracks started showing. The first thing people noticed was who was actually getting featured. The barracks had always used their platform to spotlight up-and-coming skaters. In skateboarding, where most people will never make any real money, getting recognized by a major platform is one of the only forms of payment most skaters will ever see. So who gets that spotlight matters a lot. As the brand chased views, the choices started feeling wrong. Skaters with gimmicks were getting picked over skaters with skill, and whoever had the weirdest look or the biggest social media following started getting prioritized. Around this time,
that's where I think they went wrong. It's like, I get it to an extent, but it's, dude, you're trying to profit off of somebody's virality instead of their actual skill, which is it's going to be a detriment to the channel over time.
The female skate scene was also starting to grow, but the barracks didn't exactly do it justice. They were consistently reposting whoever had the most followers or was the most attractive, rather than the girls who were actually pushing the sport forward. This led to girls skating in bikinis and Instagram models who had barely stepped foot on a skateboard getting highlighted, while girls who had been putting in work for years got overlooked.
Yeah.
When fans called it out, the barracks framed it as men being mad that women were getting exposure, but that wasn't the point people were making. And unfortunately, that also wasn't the only issue that was happening. Around the same time, the barracks had entered into a major partnership with Karayuma, a skate shoe brand that had come out of nowhere throwing money around, signing mostly social media skaters that the core community felt hadn't earned it. Since the biggest form of payment in skateboarding is recognition, people were upset to see Karayuma sponsoring random skaters who just happened to have a following on social media. So when the barracks partnered with them, it caused a lot of backlash. There was a barracks shoe collab, a big logo in the park, and a very visible financial relationship between the two companies. And coincidentally, the skaters the barracks was pushing the hardest were often the very same skaters on Karayuma's roster. For example, when the barracks partnered with a streaming app called Caffeine for a Battle at the Barracks season, fans were supposed to be able to vote on which skaters got accepted into the tournament. The whole thing was built around community participation. When skateboarding streamer Brian Arnett heard about it, he had his entire audience download the app and vote for his friend to get in. And his friend actually won the vote. But when it came time to pick a winner, Steve Barra vetoed it and picked a different skater instead. A skater who happened to be sponsored by Cariuma.
In his bio, Cariuma. He's f***ing sponsored by them. I mean, it was obvious he's wearing a Cariuma shirt and shoes. Nobody rocks both if they're not riding for them. Bro, it's obviously rigged, right? Like, this dude rides for Cariuma. The fucking owner of Cariuma, like, made up his own fucking rules on the spot. Like, I said, what's the point of us here voting? Because that was, like, the whole reason we all downloaded this app, right? And went to vote. Like, why are we all here on caffeine voting for our favorite submission if Bear is just gonna pick his favorite? Couldn't he have done that off live stream? Couldn't he have just sent a DM and been like, yo, I like George?
That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Like, they're saying they're worrying about a bag over actually paying attention to the real talent at hand. That's crazy.
Like, come through.
I'm the guy here who makes all the decisions.
Nobody could say for sure that it was pay to play, but when the same company name keeps showing up every time a questionable decision gets made, you stop needing certainty. Not only that, but the Barracks started working with other brands that had nothing to do with skateboarding. They did a promotion for the Minions movie. They did a sponsored video with Gel Blaster. People weren't just confused, they were starting to look at the Barracks differently. And
yeah, but that's different, dude. That's like people getting mad at Tony Hawk when he did a sponsorship with Totino's Pizza Rolls. Like, bro, call them sellouts if you want, but I mean, it's a way to get money and it's not affecting the sport whatsoever. Like, Cariuma, I get 100%. I understand that 100% because they're dictating winners to be able to put in front of their face, because then it makes the brand better, because now they have a Battle at the Barracks winner on their team, and then it brings more eyes to the company. That's where I think that was fucked up. But talking about Minions and a Gel Blaster and sitting there acting like that's funny that's really stupid to me. And I'm never going to understand that, why skaters want to be so close-minded when it comes to sponsorship deals and things like that of that nature. I don't get it. But there'll be the same people that don't get mad at BAM for taking a right guard deal, a deodorant deal, when the deodorant that they were advertising was a gimmick and it was bullshit. But because BAM's name was behind it, people bought it. But it's like, dude, and BAM even said it himself, he's like, dude, if you show up and you get $100,000 and you're there for 4 hours worth of work and you walk out with $100,000, wouldn't you do it? Anybody would. It's just what it is. And BAM was already rich. He had already made all of his money doing Viva La BAM. He didn't have to do it, but it was $100,000 for 4 hours. So why even be mad at it?
instead of addressing any of the criticism professionally, Bear would argue with people in the comments on the official Barracks account. Meanwhile, the content itself was starting to fall apart, and a lot of the original series that people had grown up on just quietly stopped being made.
Also, like, when was the last time they did a Battle Commander? When was the last time they did, like, a Bangin'? Like, I think they strayed away from a lot of that stuff, which I thought it was weird because
That's
I thought
what made it big.
This was a staple.
Yeah.
That was a staple of that place.
But don't get me wrong, you got to evolve with your business, and sometimes.
Well, no, that's not evolving with the business. That's where you're gonna lose me. That's not evolving with the business. That is downgrading the business, because Battle Commander and Bangin' were bringing eyes to a lot of skaters that people did not know about. It brought a lot more. It put a mirror of the entire skate scene in front of a whole vast audience of people, and they were able to see skaters that they would have never have seen if it wouldn't have been for a Battle Commander, or if it wouldn't have been for a Bangin', or if it wouldn't have been for Battle at the Barracks. Like, you got to understand the visibility that comes with that stuff, and the fact that they just take it away because they're more worried about sponsorship deals, that's messy.
doing the same thing gets old. But I think they had a couple segments that were definitely staple to me that they definitely should be, doing nowadays.
Right, for sure.
They did come up with new ideas, but a lot of them just didn't hit the same. And there weren't as many reoccurring characters on the channel like there used to be. The consistency was gone, the personalities were gone, and the videos lost a lot of the original magic that they had. And instead of doubling down on what worked, the Barracks kept spreading itself thin. They launched an Instagram page to review movies. They bought a failing print skate magazine at a time when print was already dying. They posted a few random gaming videos and then stopped. The brand that had built its reputation on knowing exactly what skateboarding wanted had no idea what it was anymore.
So I'm pretty sure the Barracks is having some kind of identity crisis. They have like no true sense of direction what the next greatest thing is.
And as messy as things seemed from the outside, they were even worse on the inside. For years there had been rumors of the Barracks not paying people and not having the best treatment towards its employees.
No, don't tell me that, dude. Do not tell me that.
This includes skaters, filmers, interns, and even direct staff members. Then, in January 2023, a former employee posted 3 videos totaling over 2 hours going into extreme detail about how the Barracks allegedly mistreated him.
This video is about how the Barracks, specifically Steve Barra, did me dirty with all the receipts. I literally have physical receipts. I have video recordings, audio recordings, emails, text messages. I got all the proof.
In the videos, he alleged that Barra brought him on to develop multiple projects, then repeatedly stalled them and refused to pay him for the work and resources he put in.
I go and I spend all my savings at the time, which is like, I'm not even exaggerating, and I still have every single receipt. I spent over 10 grand out of my personal money, pretty much all my savings, to invest into this studio and make it a top of the line gaming and podcast studio. I feel like I've been taken advantage of. I've put all this work into this whole process, creating these shows. We already have episodes ready to go. I've done everything and more that I said I would do. And I feel like, you guys just took advantage and now you don't care.
He also claimed that Barra created a fake account to troll him both during and after his time at the Barracks.
Barra, what are you doing, bro? Why months ago, when things were chill and cool, were you trolling my YouTube channel, man? With a burner account. This is getting childish. I sent you a message on Saturday when you canceled our meeting. I gave you an option on how we can resolve things. If you're down, let's resolve it. Let's move forward.
These videos got hundreds of thousands of views. And for a lot of people, it just confirmed the rumors about the Barracks that had been floating around for a while. On top of
that's crazy, dude. A guy going through 10K of his own money to sit there and fund something that they wanted him to fund, and then they screw him over. That's crazy.
Of everything else, there were also claims that Barra had donated several $100,000 to the Church of Scientology over the years.
No, dude, not this again. We already went through this shit with Braille. What is it with skaters and Scientology that shit's so fucking, it's a magnet towards each other? Like, seriously. Like, dude, Braille was... I don't even want to go over Braille because it's going to piss me off. Because Braille had gotten me back into skating after I had given up on it. Between Lance and Gabe and all of those dudes, they brought me into skating all over again, and it made it fun. Brought me in, showed some really talented skaters in front of my face, like Vinny Bond and people like that. And Nigel Jones, those guys. Like, if I wouldn't have watched Braille, I wouldn't have seen any of those guys. But then come to find out, Aaron Cairo was saying they're funneling all of the money from the channel into Scientology, not focusing on the brand, and basically burning the company to the ground. Had to kill the warehouse, the skate park, every bit of it. Didn't even give a shit about everything that they built between the photos, the skateboards that viewers had made and sent. It was all going in the garbage. Like, dude, I'll get so mad talking about Braille. It's unreal. Aaron Cairo is the biggest piece of shit on the planet, and I hope he understands that, and I hope he never recovers from it. Same thing with Lance. Both of you two fucked over the skate industry with the way that you handled what you did. And I hope y'all burn for it. Now hearing Steve Barrett talk about it, it makes it even worse. Like, dude, what is it with skateboarders and Scientology? I don't understand. And them just throwing money away.
Years.
If Steve's done the 3 L rundowns, those were the expensive ones, right? They were the hundreds of thousands of dollars ones. So if Steve's done the 3 L rundowns, what's his estimated total? If we're saying Kyrie's is estimated 2 million, what's Steve Barrett's estimated total?
I'm looking at these bridge steps. He's easily $500,000 in just on the bridge.
Yeah.
And, you know, that doesn't include his IAS donations or anything else. So, like,
oh my God,
has donated all told to various Scientology causes $1 million. Absolutely.
Even though Barra has never publicly pushed the church onto other people, a lot of skaters were put.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to, dude. You're ruining your own company, and you're screwing over your employees for a church that doesn't care about you. The only thing they want out of you is your money. Oh my God, dude. Why don't these people learn? How do they not understand? How do they not see that shit? How are they that blind?
Put off by him even being associated. Barra has denied that either he or Costin ever took $1 out of the barracks and instead reinvested everything to help it grow.
Liar. 100%. The people that say they never took a dime from something and only use it to reinvest into the company, liars. 1000%. Never believe that shit because it's never true.
Neither of us have personally made $1 from the barracks in 10 years.
Liar. You certainly haven't made... Well, no, I can't say that about Costin, because Costin has been making money off skating. But Barra, you definitely haven't been making money off of skating. You're a fucking liar.
Not $1. We put everything back into making it the best it can be. Now, is that...
With the money that you are making from Battle of the Barracks alone, your views alone on Battle of the Barracks, you could sit there and redo that park every single year, and y'all would still be in the positive. Skate Park in Tampa does it. You're gonna sit there and tell me that they make more than you? Fuck off.
Actually true? Well, it's hard to know for sure. But after years of things getting progressively worse, in January 2024, the barracks posted on Instagram that the park was shutting down. When we first moved into the building 13 years ago, the rent was an astronomical $18,000 a month. Well, we never owned the building, and while we were there, it changed owners 5 times. Each new owner raised the rent. The new owners increased our rent so high, it was impossible for us to stay. All in, they wanted $105,000 a month, and even if we did have the money, it would be a crime to pay it. There are certainly less popular companies than ours that make way more money than we ever have. Our dream was to provide something great for skateboarding, and we will continue to do so. And those last few lines ultimately highlight the biggest problem with the barracks. Despite their view counts and cultural impact, they struggled to find a way to make enough money without hurting the public image of the brand.
No, that's bullshit, dude. That is bullshit, dude. No. The views alone, they were making more than enough money. They were making more than enough money. No. No. I'm never going to believe it. I'm never going to believe it. I really don't give a fuck. If they were averaging 1 million views per video, then they had more than enough money. So they just decided to throw money away into dumbass things like Scientology, and that's why they are where they are right now. Instead of doing what they needed to do, which was actually pay their employees, pay people that are skating and getting them the notoriety, doing all of that, they could have been successful beyond anything that they could have ever imagined. This is so dumb to see.
With that said, it's always easy to criticize from the outside. The barracks was never a big company. It was a small...
Yes, that's my point. But they were big. In skateboarding, they were big. On the outside, if you look at it, yes, they are small. But if you look at it from a skateboarding perspective, they were massive. They had movement. They had the most influence in the sport. So you can sit there and you can say what you want, dude. The views alone made them enough money. Because what, the PSL or whatever it is? Yeah, the PSL. They started from nothing. Nothing. And they're doing draft style games of skate. And those dudes are getting paid. And they started from the ground. You're telling me the Barracks at where they are right now, they can't even stay afloat? It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Small team with no business background accidentally running one of the most viewed skateboarding platforms in the world. Sometimes decisions get made that the community isn't going to like. Sometimes weird brand deals are needed to keep the lights on. Even with his flaws, Steve Berra genuinely did use that platform to put on skaters that had no other way to reach that kind of audience. And a lot of careers got started with a single post from the Barracks. It's now been 2 years since the park closed, and the Barracks has essentially gone silent. Whether that's the end or simply just a pause, nobody really knows.
They're never going to reopen. Because what they did is completely unforgivable. Fuck that, dude.
We're finally back.
No. Fuck that. I don't get it. I mean, we've been going on for about 2 hours. Played Hollow Knight for an hour, reacted for an hour. It's been fun. I have a video coming out tomorrow of me reacting to the Flacco interview with Chud's trans girlfriend. So there will be content. I'm going to try and clip this up and clip the other reaction streams I did up and get those posted so that way there will be content over the weekend. And then come Monday, we're going to be back on Grand Theft Auto and back to doing more reactions. Is what it is. Yeah. I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, you'll see me, I won't see you. I might stream that evening, but it all depends on how I feel after work. But yeah. Have a good one, guys. Later.